All right, part 3 of the body as a machine, the computer, the mind, the electrical components, all those things, okay? So our brain is 60-70% cholesterol. That's fats, and it's an antioxidant fat, so it's good for you. And the reason why it builds up generally as you get older is because we live in toxic environments. And when you live in toxic environments, the wires that sends those electrical pulses break down, in a matter of speaking, and they need the sheathing rebuilt, and it rebuilds it fatter and fatter because, okay? So as we get older and they control the fat number and the brain just pulled out of thin air, go back and read the history. But basically, there's countries like Japan, they have like 600, 700, 800 score or whatever, and they have great cognitive abilities when they get older. They Alzheimer's, dementia's lower, all that stuff. So either way, when you don't eat cholesterol or you don't eat fats properly, you are, and I kind of learned this from being a vegan for 8 years, because I got to a point where I got out of the shower and my body could not regulate cold very much. So when I got just shaking like this, damn convulsions, and it just like hurt. I had to get my robe on me or whatever, right? Anyways, like, dude, I gotta stop. I gotta eat some meats, dude. Anyways, so I fixed that various ways, and then either way, so the fats, our bodies are these liquid metal machines. We got electrical firing going all over the time, all right? Every single time. And we also have thoughts that are just firing off, and then thinking about memories or whatever. All kinds of things. We're always coming and going in our mind or our physical state, okay? And then also when we dream and go to sleep or whatever, we're not turned off. We're plugging into out there and those kinds of things. Either way, that's a whole nother thing. So when you don't eat the fats, or you don't eat this or that for the fats, and you're taking this or that to get rid of cholesterol or whatever, we can see all kinds of problems developing, such as the electricity inside of the body, because when you have electrical wires showing and they touch or whatever, there's a lot of sparks and fuses popping. So this is where things get short out and those things. So people wonder why this, that, or the other as they get older. Well, it's because we live in the test of time and the test of men. And as we are in the heart of Babylon, in the heart of America, we basically get the first test, in a matter of speaking, and then it's divided upon the world after that. And then that's where they can test this, that, or the other in the different nations, why some nations have this ingredient, some don't have this ingredient, and then they can come in. Now they have the AI and gather all this information through all the people and put it all together and see what causes and helps what. And okay, so as the mind and brain is a computer, and the body is a liquid robot, we need to remember that we have positive, negative, and neutral, and we need to keep those confined with the proper fats in our life. Okay? And that's why they teach us. There's everything they've taught us after a certain point of time, and the TV is there as a positive component, but they're using it as a negative component. This is where they're telling you, like, this, that, and the other is good for you, and then they come out with Parquet, and then they come out with diet books, and all. It's all just there to test you, because really you just got to get back to the basic components. What does Mother Earth provide, and then what can I make out of those ingredients? Okay, which is basically everything you want, because everything you want in the store is made from those ingredients in one way, shape, or form, minus the chemicals. Bread has 3, 4, 5 ingredients or whatever, depending on the recipe. You go to the store bread, and just the average bread that everybody eats, like 80% or whatever, is going to have 20, 30. And then most of them you can't even pronounce. Most of it's just some type of chemical or preservative or whatever. When you just make your bread once or twice a week, makes your house smell good. There's a time and place to buy the bread, okay? But most people, that's how you know that people are just dumbed down in the basic sense. And then you go and eat places or at restaurants now, you're like, man, dude, it's like, what are people eating at home? Because the food out there is shitty, and they're telling me it's great. So I'm like wondering what the hell is going on. The food you eat, the drinks you drink, they know these secrets. They know how to control you. So they know how to make you a Red Bull man or a Gatorade man. Okay? Everybody's been drinking Gatorade, and you got the Gatorade being splashed around all over town now. So you're wondering what's going on? And then the frogs that Alex Jones talks about, those are a representation of the people who are being thrown into the pot right now, has that water cranked up and they ain't jumping out. And they put things in the water, the certain types of soy or whatever. You can basically take soy, supposedly, a glass of soy, instead of an estrogen pill or whatever, like if you're on the menopause side or whatever. You know, that's what they say. I don't have menopause to prove it, but I'd certainly try it, because that's just unnatural shit already. But once you go to the doctor and they start taking out shit, you got to start living by the rules. So maybe you do need those pills. I don't know. Either way, that's a whole nother story. The fats. Everybody's scared to eat bacon. Everybody's scared to eat sausage. Everybody's scared to eat eggs. Everybody's scared to eat ice cream. Everybody's scared to drink milk, when milk is a kind of a two-edged sword, because you want to drink raw milk. That's why some states charge up to like $15 a gallon for it, because it's so important. It's got living organisms in there that help build this biodome that keeps you from becoming a fucking cow for that movie theater. The Hollywood, the diets, all these things are working as a double-edged sword. Okay? And just like the blood type diet, your blood changes depending what you eat. And your DNA changes daily. So people are like sending off their DNA. There's like a base DNA, but your DNA, when you get down to the nitty-gritty, is changing daily. Because DNA is connected to light, the light you receive daily, the light you intake, the light you process. the light you give out, it all changes daily, and that's all part of DNA. All this scientific shit or whatever they come out with, all that's half-truths. All the space shit they come out with is half-truths. And we have to seek for the truth. We have to get the information and bring it together into one thing, just like the AI is doing. It's getting all the information and bringing it into one thing. And that's where the AI, we've gathered the oil, the millennium has started in 1995, 99, 2000. Whenever you got your first computer and the internet, it all started then. So we started gathering information. So I used to love going to the library. I like the textbook stuff per se. All right, I don't like reading the novels and all that garbage. All right, but I never went to the university, but I went to the library. I never went to the university, but I went to the internet that has that university on there. It's just you got to seek it. I don't have a paper to show what I learned, but I learned it. That's how I can connect all this shit. But anyways, and then I can connect it too because the light was given to me. And I've been busting my ass, and now it's whatever. But either way, the brain, they're attacking. The sheathing around the wires they're attacking because they want you to have that short out when that power grid comes down. It's going to go down, and then a lot of temples, they might think it's over, and they might break the temple down, and then not wait for that movie to restart and that new reality to restart. Okay? So, Jesus is acting through men and through this world or whatever in different ways to bring out that judgment. And the earth, the weather, is going to work with the kings of the earth. And it's all there meant to happen because the man and woman who were brought into the garden, into the confinements, they're meant to wither away. And that's why Jesus tells you to look for this guy and look for these things. And he tells you that you can calculate the number of the beast. And Revelation is Jesus coming back after the whole Bible's done. And he's telling you to look for the day of the Lord. He knows when the day of the Lord is then. But they're taking that textbook and they're combining it all into one fucking law. And they're saying Revelation, written after this, does not supersede what Jesus said in Matthew. He said something in Matthew, and then he came back after everything and went to John and gave him the revelation that he had in the heavens about the Lord, the second coming of the Lord, and when he comes back, and all these other things. So they're just programming you so you can't see the day and hour. That's the reason, where's the son of his coming? Well, he's already been here. You're left behind. Because the first are last, and the last are first. You're wondering where the homeless are going? Perhaps the government's gathering them up and taking them into the new cities. Okay? The fentanyl will take out all the ones that need to be taken out with. And then they'll bring in the freshies, per se. Okay? Either way, we'll end it here.